Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning, this is the Wednesday edition, Elevate Television, and we are so glad to be in your living room today, wherever you are, online and every other place. And I want you to be ready for such an amazing topic today. Imagine an industry that is estimated to be at $88 billion by the year in the next 6 years. It's what we've been dealing with today. We're going to be dealing with this. But remember the drill. We are on air right now. Pick the link on Elevate Television, Facebook, YouTube, and even Instagram. Please do that. And if you have not liked our pages, please do so, because that's the only way we can give you prompts and let you know that we are on air. So right now, everybody, we are sharing. Share this on your platform. Share this to your friends. Let everybody know that we are live, and this is going to be an amazing opportunity today. We are live on Elevate Television discussing the recycling business, and with me today I have a great guy. Joel is in the house.
Thank you.
Karibu sana, huku ndio Elevate sasa.
Asante sana.
Karibu. Thank you for that. I want you to look at that camera. Tell us who you are and what you do, then we shall kick it out.
Okay, I'm Joel Alogo. I'm the operations director at Vigingi Afrika Limited. We recycle waste plastic into fencing posts, and also we do palletizing, that is recycling waste plastic back into raw materials that can be used in manufacturing.
Joel,
yes,
I was reading statistics.
Yes.
You know Statista, this is one of the biggest statistics, online platform.
Yes.
For statistics, and they are talking about the recycling business is projected to be at 88 billion in the next 6 years.
Wow.
Dollars.
Wow.
Can you imagine? So it's a worthy business. It's a worthy venture.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a worthy venture, and you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
In fact, actually, the recycling business, the focus now is in recycling.
Yes.
And we are talking about climate change and all this, and you're in this matter. Tell us about how you came into this matter, your story. Okay.
My story runs back to where I was born and brought up. I grew up in Babadogo area. And after high school, I was thinking of what to do with my life. And we started doing garbage collection. That is in 98, 97. And at some point, every youth group saw that as an opportunity. So we thought of how do we take it to another level. And we started doing our research. And that's how we ended up doing recycling. And this has majorly been empowered by learning through YouTube.
Wow.
Yes, and we see what other people do in other countries with their plastic waste, and comparing with the impact in the area where I was born and brought up, I saw it as an opportunity to at least change the community. Because you'll see when it's not raining, it's mainly everywhere, because the terraces are full of plastic waste, they are jammed, they are clogged, the sewer lines are overflowing. So this really put pressure on me to think of what can I do.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank God that today it has evolved to become a business.
Wow.
Yes.
Look at that. So you collect your bags, or you have a system of collection?
Yes, we work with the youth groups. Like currently we are working with a group called Greener Life in Babadogo. And we are also working with a group in Mukuru Kwajenga called Wape Wape. And we are also we are still identifying more. And there are also women that we realize that just go to the rivers like use nets to collect the waste plastic, and then we buy them from them.
Okay.
And there are people even in the dump sites who get the industrial waste from the dump sites, from the landfills, and they also sell that to us. Yes.
So your motivation and inspiration was to clean your environment?
Yes.
Wow. And it has evolved into a business.
Yes.
You never even thought it would become a business. Tell me, do you face any challenges?
We face a lot of challenges.
Looks like a good business, you know.
Yeah, it's a good business because people will tell you that the raw materials are readily available. But as we've been growing, we've come to a place where we are not able to collect enough. Because currently we have a potential to convert around 5 tons a day.
Wow.
And as we are speaking, one of our lines is not running because we are not getting enough polythene bags into that line.
What do you mean?
Because of the mode of collection, and also I can say as a country, we've not come to a place where we've streamlined the way our waste is disposed. And this affects us because these people have to go scavenging from different areas so that they are able to get enough raw materials for us. Yes.
Tell me about, you're talking about you don't have enough plastic,
Yes.
Bags to
Yes.
put in your line machines. What is the effect of the plastic ban in Kenya? That's about how many years ago? It's about 10 years ago?
Yes.
So there's been a plastic ban, but then there are still plastic bags in the market.
Yes.
And they're there. So how has that affected you?
About the ban, what was banned actually is single-use plastic.
Oh.
Not plastic.
Okay.
Because when we talk of plastic, we have a variety of plastics.
Yeah.
We have PVC plastic. We have PET plastic, which is majorly used for for juices and takeaway sodas. We have LDP plastic that is majorly used for jerry cans and small bottles for medicine.
Yeah.
And we also have PP, that is for even the bags that we use, the granny bags that we use to carry our viazis from the shamba, our maize and all that. That is all plastic. So the plastic industry is very wide, and they are common everywhere. Like packaging is part and parcel of life. So plastic is still a lot in our space.
Okay,
Yes.
For us, those those of us who are green,
Yes.
we believe plastic is a bag. The usual bag we used to carry. They carry a bag.
Yes.
It's good to tell us that way. Talk to me about the evolvement from a youth group into a business.
Yes, the evolvement. Okay, when we started, we were doing it. We were playing soccer in the estates, and we were using the soccer teams to do garbage collection, like have cleanup days. I can remember one time we organized a cleanup, and even Maisa came through for us. And after
Maisa
that,
is a Mathare youth.
Mathare youth.
Yeah.
Yes. After that, we did. Personally, I felt I should leave that to the younger groups, younger guys who are coming up. And then I started doing cleaning for domestic chairs, carpets, and as I was learning more, I felt, how do I put this into a product?
Yeah.
And that is when I started going into YouTube. And when I went to YouTube, I even met guys locally who are also in plastic recycling. So I would visit and see what they were doing, and I also asked myself, how do I add value to this so that I don't reinvent the wheel? Yes.
Amazing. Why plastic poles?
The reason why we are doing plastic poles, locally we know majorly we cut trees for fencing.
Yes.
And when we do that, we say we are supposed to protect the environment. And I've always asked myself, if I would save one tree a day, how many people would I give fresh air to breathe?
Wow.
And how many lives would I protect? So the reason why we are doing plastic poles, we are getting the plastic waste from our rivers.
Yes.
And that means we are saving our marine life. We are getting the plastic waste from our sewage lines and our terraces. That means we are having a healthier environment.
Yeah.
And again, when we are doing that, we are keeping ourselves healthy by protecting the outbreaks of diseases like cholera. And the last and major one is how it makes me happy to see that I'm making my world better.
Amazing.
And I would also want to leave it a better place than I found it.
Yeah.
And I believe that will make us have a healthier life, healthier environment, and healthier communities.
So the polls, let's talk about the polls for a
Yes.
minute, because the polls that you're making, some of them are running on your screens as you watch. These polls, they are the normal size of polls for fencing.
Yes.
My mind is asking me, how do you, plant them? But then, of course, the same way, with cement and all that.
Yes.
How has been the reception in the market?
Guys who have used them are very positive because of the outward look appearance of our posts. Number two, it has not changed the use or whatever we've been using for fencing before, like chain link, barbed wire, nails. We still use the same tools that we were using before on our fence, on our posts. Number three is the durability.
Yeah.
Number four, these posts are rust free.
Amazing.
They are rot free. They are scavenger free. You see, when you use like the angle lines, within Nairobi, our boys will come for them.
Our boys will come for those.
When you use timber, our
ants.
boys will still come for them. The ants, the termites will still affect you. So these posts gives you a one-time use, longevity. Like we give a warrant of around 30 years.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Today we are going to sell those posts,
Thank you, thank you.
Today we must sell those posts. What is the support you have received? I mean, in terms of, have you been able to have partners or people who help you?
Up to now, I can't say yes or no.
Or you are self-sufficient?
Because I've been supported, one, by my friends around me.
Wow.
Because I've had a friend who've invested in this thing, and because he saw what I was doing. The first clients I had were people who knows me. I consider that a support.
Yes.
Because when they go use them for fencing, like I was getting a call yesterday from Muiruri, somebody used them to fence last year. All his neighbors now wants to use the post for fencing. That to me is a support.
That's it.
Number three, I've got support from friends who've used their Facebook platforms to market me.
By the way, that's how I got you.
Thank you. You see, and to me that's a lot
your
of
friend
support.
sent me your link.
Yes.
Yes. Is your friend said, no, you see this guy.
Thank you.
I mean, we should thank him. Eric, we thank you.
Thank you, Eric, for your support. Yes.
Yeah. So you can imagine. So the support is just, it's just growing from your friends and increasing and increasing.
Yes.
What has the, like now in business in Kenya, especially, you need to do things like, the Bureau of Standards.
Yes.
Have they visited you?
The guys who've come for us, majorly are NEMA. And
Yes, NEMA.
we are working on compliance. They've done. We've had a NEMA consultant doing audits.
Yes.
We've done the second audit.
Yes.
We are at the final stages where we are waiting for the NEMA officers to come and visit us and see what we've put in place in order to comply with their requirements.
You know, when I listen to what you're doing, I'm just thinking about you should be ISO certified.
We will get there.
We will get there.
Yes.
I tell you. Talk about the business. The business. When you start the business, how it has grown, and how what are you looking at the impact of the business?
One, where we started, I remember getting the first post was a challenge because the machines were majorly customized locally. So on our first day of production, we produced 5 posts. And today we are able to do 110 posts a day.
A day?
Yes. Wow. Where the business is going with the youth groups that I've mentioned that we are working with.
Yes.
From January, we want to be giving them a machine we call a crusher, so that when they collect the waste, they are able to employ some of them to crush the waste, and then make them into pellets that are easier to transport.
Okay.
Instead of transporting, like using a 10-ton truck to transport only 3 tons.
Can you imagine?
So when we have the crushers on site, one, we believe we will have created employment for the youths also. 2, we will have improved their tools of trade.
Yeah.
And 3, it will make our business more efficient.
You know, people don't understand.
Yes.
When you talk about youth,
Yes.
you know, some of them went to group of schools. When you talk about the youth impact,
Yes.
in a place like where you grew up, you know,
Yes,
I know
yes.
the place very well.
Yes.
And I've been to Mukuru, I've been to all these places.
Yes.
I think many people don't understand what impact it does to give some of those young men a livelihood.
Yes.
Because the options are on the red.
Yes.
You know, let's talk about the impact and see what you have seen in that transformation.
I can give an example of a lady who was collecting the waste from the river. A lot that she was doing was the black garbage waste. She was collecting them, washing them, and then bringing to us. Out of that, she was able to raise capital to start a shoe business.
Wow.
And now she has a stall where she's selling shoes. This is someone who never went to school, and now she has a family that depends on her. She's now able to take her kids to school. We have youths from Wape Wape who we call in for casual jobs. These are people who idles around. I'm happy that they are able to start their small projects out of garbage collection, and there are around 38 youths.
Wow.
Who have no jobs, who have no formal education, but they are collecting the waste, and now when we give them their daily rate pay for a shift, they go home happy.
Yeah.
And this has pushed us to a level of organizing for a meal for them during lunch, because we realize that some of them don't even have homes to sleep and don't have a meal for the day. So when they come to do the casual jobs, at times, and now it's become a system where we prepare lunch for them, so that we ensure that even when he leaves, he goes home peacefully.
Amazing.
Yes.
Talk about their, you know, just you know, think about home, a meal, and the vices in the slum.
Yes.
And what you have done to impact that, because I've heard your stories. I looked you up like nobody's business.
Thank you. You see, from what I've seen happening,
Yeah.
and the reason why we do this, we want to reduce the crime rate.
Amazing.
We want to see people have families and kids who can go to school,
Dignity.
because we know, we've seen young girls who get pregnant at the age of 9 and 12. And when we do what we do, we believe when we pay a mother, he will not fail to buy a pad for her daughter.
Yeah.
When we pay a mother, he will not stop from buying food for her family. And this will make her kids go back to school the following day. And when you pay a young man who is trying to raise his family, you impact so many lives. We know that there's one who the other day was telling me that his wife is pregnant and he doesn't have money to take her for clinics.
Amazing.
And when you hear these stories, you feel you need to do more to change these lives.
Amazing.
And that is what keeps us going. As much as we are doing business for money, but we also feel it's only peaceful when these lives are given dignity.
I tell you,
Yes.
you know, you are the people you are the leaders.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You are the leaders because you are on the ground. You know, amazingly, you know, working from the ground.
Yes.
You're in manufacturing business. Can you
Yes.
imagine? You know, Africa at large is known for import business, but you are actually in the manufacturing business, how has been the market? Because I'm sure there are others who are doing maybe more or less the same thing.
The last 3 months have been low.
Okay.
And before the 3 months, we had a challenge with our power system.
Yeah.
And I can say, as much as this competition, one, we believe your faith always works for you.
Yeah.
The way you position yourself, like I said, our presence in Facebook, Instagram, and we are trying to
You've done a good job there.
We are trying to build something on TikTok also, because when you reach out, people will see you. So, and we thank you for this opportunity, because today I believe many more will see us, and this will turn around into, some of them will become our clients.
Let me tell
tomorrow.
you, elevate and joy is when we create an opportunity for someone.
Thank you.
We really do.
Thank
That's
you.
why you're
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
You know, I'm just thinking about the manufacturing industry that you're in
Yes.
right now. Is the recycling, industry. The supply chain. You talked about the people who bring you the waste. In terms of how does government come in to ensure? Of course, that is compliance. You talk
Yes.
about compliance.
Yes.
But then, how do you also come to a place where you ensure that that supply chain is clear, that you are able to have all that you need? Because today, if I gave you 1,000 poles, would you have the?
1,000 poles is small.
It's small.
Yes,
I tell you.
that's
I
what
like
I
that
will do
language
for you within a week.
Tell me, there are people out here who
Yes.
who believe hakuna kazi. Unajua hiyo statement, mtu wangu, hiyo statement, it has made us to become very interesting people, and I want you to begin to inspire somebody that there is business, there is kuna kazi, hata si biashara, kazi iko.
I'll tell you that kuna kazi.
Eh.
I'll give an example of a young man who approached me the other day. He told me he's a watchman. He has a family. He earns around 8,000 a day.
A day?
8,000 a month.
Okay.
And he's looking for a second business to do, so that he has a second source of income. And he told me he's just looking for the trolley to sell eggs and sausages where he's positioned as a watchman.
Really?
And he really moved me, and I got him the trolley. I believe that man will sell, and he will support his family.
Yes.
I'm sorry to say that Kenyans are complaining that there are no jobs, but in our place of work, we see guys from Burundi hawking coffee.
Yeah.
If someone can come and hawk coffee in Kenya and earn a living, why is a Kenyan saying there is no job?
The other day, I was in a garage.
Yes.
And I saw these ladies come, and they are just coming to change the face of your phone.
Yes.
And they are, they are moving from one client to another. And I
Yes.
said, I think we need to re-educate ourselves about work.
Exactly.
Sababu kazi iko, ni wewe uamke ujitume.
Ujitume.
Si ndio?
Yes.
I want to ask you a sensitive one. What do I need to start a recycling business?
Okay. It depends with how you want to start,
Yeah.
but out of experience, I'll tell you, with the crusher, you are ready to go.
Okay.
Because you only need to collect plastics, crush them, and you will get clients who will buy them. Even if I don't buy them, I can refer you to companies in industrial area who will buy the crushed waste from you.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
So starting a recycling business, to me, it's the easiest thing. I know it will cost you between 400 and 500,000 to buy the machine, and you're good to go.
Amazing.
Yes.
You talked about your research. I remember you said you had a lot of research when you're moving from garbage collection to where you are.
Yes.
And the place of research. How the research into what you can turn this waste into and how to add value.
Yes.
How much do you think there's research in that area, especially from the sources, the government and all these things, where you can get that research?
I can say that the digital world has made it so easy. I was in a setup last Saturday where there are guys who are also doing plastic waste management, and they have data of how much PET plastic bottles are used locally. And they challenge my mind because they are able to tell you what is the consumption rate of the takeaway juices and sodas from the waste, and they are able to tell you what is the customer, like what brand sells most in Nairobi.
Wow.
And I'm happy that Coca-Cola has seen the opportunity and them and have partnered with them, and they are able to build like waste bins that when you throw a bottle inside is able to tell you what the brand was.
Wow.
And
digitally,
and they are also able to tell you at the end of the day how many of the juices were consumed on that day about that specific time
at that location.
Yeah, that location. And they are going to have them in malls and next to our kiosks.
Wow.
And that really changed the way I look at business, because many a times we look at it from the sales point of view, then they are approaching it from the waste.
Amazing, because now that will impact on those who sell.
Yes.
To impact on those who buy waste.
Yes.
I mean, those who recycle.
Yes.
To impact on them also, because of I don't know.
And they are also doing recycling into biodiesel.
Biodiesel.
Yes. So
Wow.
Kenyans are doing a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
So the recycling business is not just about just making, one item.
Yes.
There's a lot of work going on through research.
We are going into furniture very soon.
I saw you.
And
You are doing into furniture.
We are going into roofing tiles.
I saw you doing furniture.
Yes.
And that is everlasting furniture.
Mostly garden furniture.
Garden furniture.
Yes.
Amazing. We must talk. We must talk, and
Let's
how
talk.
we can also come in and help you into making sure that we also support your work. We're going to go into a break shortly, and I want to ask you how you look at the future with that advancement.
Yes.
How you look at the future.
I believe the future is bright. And
I want you to talk in terms of the waste industry.
Yes. The future is bright because the population keeps growing every day, and that means the waste emission will also go up. And like I said, we were doing our research. I could see that there are countries like China who at some point were importing waste from Europe.
Oh.
We in Africa, it is said that we are the future of the world, because this is where guys will come to invest. In future, we are not going to sell our raw materials, and when we manufacture, we are going to have a lot of waste. So for us who are in the waste industry, I believe there are more opportunities coming. And I believe every day, like in Nairobi, the waste that is produced every day needs to be taken care of. And with the new developments like the biodiesel guys, like as we are doing post and furniture, we'll have a lot to deal with.
Amazing.
Yes.
I think the future is just amazing and bright.
It's bright.
It's a bright future. And when we come back from the break, because we're going to engage our viewers, just to ask you any kind of question, I'll be talking about what are you doing to educate the masses and the customers about your products and what are the benefits, because you see, we also need to be able, people want to buy, like what I just heard you say, these are, you're giving 30 years warranty.
Yes.
Can you imagine? And what are you doing to educate the people about buying plastic recycled, furniture, poles and all that? Yeah. Maybe you can touch on it and then you shall go for a break.
Okay. Currently, we have a small baby within the organization where we are trying to create an awareness through schools. And we started with a school in Narok called St. Mary's.
Okay.
Where we felt when you introduce it at an early age, you're able to have the impact faster and long term. We are thinking of how do we make it more effective. Like in Narok, we gave the girls the opportunity to come with plastic waste from home and we reward them. And then there's a place where trees were planted and we used our plastic post to fence off that area within the school compound. And we believe when we keep doing that, the impact is bigger. Number two, when we are working with the youth groups, we are impacting the masses. When we are working with the women groups, we are impacting the masses, because women in Africa, they are more related to the major area of waste consumption within the family. As much as I'll go to the kitchen to cook, you'll find that more of a time I'll share notes with my wife. And that is where most waste is produced, in the house.
We're going to go for a break. And
Yes.
when we come back, we're going to look at that, what we call civic education.
Yes.
And into plastic, recycled material. Remember this, Joel is in the house. Any question you have, we can ask him. Go on to your YouTube, you make your comments on Facebook. We shall be reading them and we shall be calling you out. Get us back after the break.
Thank you.
Looking to build passive income? Imagine owning a property that generates income while you passively sleep. Naivera specializes in empowering investors like you to achieve just that through investment in affordable rental apartments. Join the ranks of smart investors who are building wealth through income-generating assets, that is affordable rental apartments. The good news is that you can manage your investment hustle free on your mobile phone. We are currently selling Membley Heights. The apartment has ample parking, high-speed lift, 24/7 security, and spacious units with high-quality finishes. With just 1.89 million, you can secure this investment, which offers a return on investment upwards of 10% annually. Usiachwe nyuma. Take action now and start your journey towards wealth creation. Talk to us today on 0798 999 000 or 0115 169451. There's no nation, no town, no city without fathers.
Being a Holy Spirit driven church is New Testament.
The quality of the message, it was based in Acts chapter 2.
And I took my Bible and I went from street to street. Is anybody dead here?
We never met those miracles a reason to appeal for money or to be known. No.
Tracing the Mantles is a program whose core is to identify mantle carriers from our fathers.
That Catholic woman stood and he was sliding everywhere. He said, oh yes, now this is the black Catholic woman.
But these are not only mantles, but spiritual authorities that have paid the cost, stood the test of time,
You are given 6 hours to leave the country.
and made lots of sacrifices for the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Many of us invested in the school, college, university ministry.
But these are not only mantles, but spiritual authorities.
One of the things that bring revival in this country is the power of the Holy Spirit, the presence of the Holy Spirit.
Catch Tracing the Mantles every Sunday from 8:30, hosted by Pastor Sunda Juma, only on Elevate TV.
We are back after the break. We are talking about civic education and just bringing understanding into this in the products that Vigingi Africa is doing. Yes. Vigingi. You chose Vigingi because you want to do polos. Uliona hiyo ndio tutakuja.
Hiyo ndio jina kila mtu ataelewa.
I tell you. Of course, because that's what you wanted to do. Yeah. And I really appreciate now. You are talking about, you are starting with the children right from school.
Yes.
And I think that's a brilliant idea, because you see, it's the children who actually are involved in actually participating in waste, actually distributing the waste in terms of they use a lot of those products. I'm just thinking about children. Imagine if we taught them from school.
Yes.
And we used to have a program like that. I think the
club.
trip, yes, the 4K club. I remember the 4K club.
Yes.
Where you are taught about environment and how to conserve it and how
to.
Yes. So I think we need to return that thing back.
Yes.
What are your partnerships and collaborations? Kuna makampuni ambazo zimekuja na wewe zikasema tutasimama na wewe, ama people who are collaborating with you, ama wanakuangalilia tuko mbali?
We have approached guys.
Okay.
And most of them were telling us it's too early to tell if this thing is sustainable and all that. So most of the guys were telling us after 3 years. After 3 years. And I'm happy that this is our third year and we are still going.
Oh.
Yes. And we believe that what we've done and the impact we've had will be able to prove to them that we are here to make a difference.
So perception.
Yes.
They still think they are still watching from afar to see what's happening.
Yes.
So the public perception is still not yet positive.
Today I can put it at 60 because
and especially when you talk about recycled products.
Yes.
I think the perception. The other day, you talked about bottles.
Yes.
And you notice like there are brands that what they are doing now, because of the bottles they are releasing in the market, they are telling you, no, don't destroy them, just put them in that waste bag, we'll take them and recycle them.
Yes.
The perception is this, they are going to wash it and put soda in it or put juice in it. The recycle awareness is not clear to many people. Yes. Maybe you can clarify that, and also because that's one of the things you find many people and we are in Africa. Unajua in Africa, a myth can run.
I can assure the public that none of the bottles are used by the manufacturers of the juices and the sodas and the packed water again. Not unless someone is trying to do counterfeit somewhere. Because once the bottles are collected, they are crushed and they are sold as granules or pellets to people who recycle them into other products.
Okay.
I'll give an example of the juice bottles and the water bottles. Once they are crushed, imagine we still have to export them to China to manufacture our shoe soles, mostly the sport shoe soles. Yes. So amazing. Let's know that our manufacturers are trying to help us keep our environment clean, but they are not looking at recycling the bottles into use or for resale.
I'm looking at Winnie Otieno. Yes. She's online. She's saying, good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sarah Minor. Sarah Minor says, Vigingi polls are great. You're impacting lives as you do business. God bless you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
So you can imagine that it's amazing that anyway, at the end of the day, there are people who appreciate what you do.
Yes.
And I like what you have just said about recycling. And I think that's one of the biggest failures of the bottle bins.
Yes.
You remember though, I know most of supermarkets outside
Yes.
there, and they are no longer there as much as you can see. It's because that was a perception. Because perception is very powerful.
Yes.
That these people want me to put my bottle there so that they can put soda in it.
Yeah.
Because you see, the black market would do that.
Yes.
The black market would not even care. They would just take it into a washing and then
wash line and bring it
back and cause it to you know to
reuse it,
again.
What
is your mind concerning what we call, you know, the fluctuations, the market fluctuations in that business? You just said I think the last 3 months are not been good.
I believe that's common across all business. I've worked in other manufacturing setups as an employee, and I believe that every business has a high season and a low season.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Every time people come sit there, I always ask them about technology and emerging technologies, what is happening in the waste industry especially. That means about machines, talking about new equipment, the technology. I think you just touched on something earlier before about the kind of technology that has been devised now. You know, once you throw in the bottle, it can tell you the brand and you know how many. At the end of the day, you're able to collect data.
Yes.
What are the new technologies in this industry?
That's a great question, because I've told you that when we were starting, we did less than 10 posts a day.
Wow.
And as we learn, we're also trying to automate our system so that we become more efficient. Like I said, the waste production is not reducing. It's increasing as the population increases. So I believe the machines are also becoming more efficient. And if you go to countries that are more developed, you'll find that the machines they have are not what we have. And daily, there are guys who are working on research and development, and this is on making them more efficient on power consumption and more efficient on production. And like I just said, these guys who are doing biodiesel, they are looking at having a machine that can fit into this room where you put your waste, and the next thing you have on the other side is your biodiesel. And these are things that before they were very bulky, you could not fit them into such a space. Yes, and I believe this is all because of technology, where we are able to produce smaller and more efficient machines. And number two, number three, like the waste bins that they are coming up with, I wish our country would have a system that is working and have them partner with our county governments and also install them in our estates. That will make our waste management better.
Amazing.
Yes.
So the future and technology is doing better.
Yes.
How are you keeping yourself abreast with that?
I'm looking at partnering with such people.
Okay.
And one thing that I've come to accept is the next generation is always sharper, better. The energy level I have today, I'll not have it in the next 10 years. So for the business to keep afloat or on top of everything, I have to mentor a younger generation that will take over from me. I am a people who are more information enlightened, people who are better informed, so that we are able to cope with the changes. Yes.
So basically you're working with the new generation.
Yes.
and the innovation. And I think that's why you're online.
Even the young guys that we are working with from these groups.
Yeah.
I can tell you the other day we just got a young man who had delivered some waste to us, and he was struggling to fix a machine part. He came, looked and said, I can help you. Where we were thinking of using a jack, he fixed it using a bolt and a nut without using the jack. And you are like, wow, this guy can become a good technician for us. And we felt we should engage him more.
Amazing.
Yes.
So basically you are moving on into this thing. Talk about Vigingi now. Your products. I want you to talk about your products.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As our products are majorly, currently we are known for fencing posts. And we have two profiles. We are doing square and round. That is 3-inch square and 3-inch round, 4-inch square and 4-inch round, 5-inch square and 5-inch round. The biggest we are doing is 6-inch, though currently we are having a client who's given us a challenge to do for him 8-inch. And he wants to use it to do a staircase somewhere. So
wow.
And apart from the fencing posts, we are also doing agglomeration and palletizing, where we are recycling the plastic waste back into pellets and selling to manufacturers. Yes.
So you are basically, poles is your business, but you started something on furniture.
Furniture comes out of the posts. Because the posts are just bars, like bars of wood or timber, and then when you take them to a carpenter and tell them what you want, they can design that from you. And we've already identified a carpenter in Jericho who we are partnering with to be doing that.
So are you looking at Vigingi coming up with more products from waste? Or
yes, like I mentioned, we are looking at doing roofing tiles.
Okay, so that's your next project?
That is our next project by the first quarter of next year. Wow. And the reason why we want to do roofing tiles, you know, in Africa, we fetch water from our roofs.
Yes.
And we believe our roofing tiles will give us a healthier water, because it will not emanate things like rust into the water. It will not emanate things like crystals into the water. Number 3, our roofing tiles will be environmental friendly. Like in the rural areas, not everybody fixes a ceiling board. So we are saying we'll give you a roofing tile that will be friendly when it's hot and when it's cold.
Amazing.
Yes.
So roofing tiles, we're looking at roofing tiles.
And someone is also doing a door frame with our posts. In
fact, really?
He came the other day and he told us he's from Busia and the termite there is serious.
Yes,
so he wants to try a door frame and see what will come out of it.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, but you cannot, okay. I think we are here to see great things in this country.
Yes.
We have such an amazing, an amazing opportunity.
Yes.
I'm thinking about, look at what you've been able to do in 3 years.
Yes.
And just come up with a business out of, recycling and all that. What do you see the changes in the market, even with this, what is happening right now? There's a lot of fast changes.
Yes.
In 5 years, where do you see yourselves?
I've said that currently we are doing 5 tons a day.
Yeah.
I'm looking at having a potential to do 40 tons a day in 5 years' time. I'm looking at having a potential to convert some of the waste that we are palletizing into finished products.
Yeah.
Like the liners for greenhouses, liners for flooring when you're doing your foundation, liners for guys who are, and even partnering with people who are doing the same group that was doing biodiesel. They want to do kitchen gardens. Partnering with them so that we can provide them with the posts and bowls to do. They are saying they want to do, what does he call it, where you plant in a bowl.
I know. You know why I know that?
Yes.
I was among those people who are very mesmerized by our government when they imported those bowls to plant at the expressway. You remember?
Oh, when they are doing the...
And there are people like you who can do it, so they imported that.
In fact, we are saying with the time, even the bullets that we are using on our roads, when they are tested, I believe our posts will be able to reduce the concrete that we use on the bullets.
Oh,
yes.
Amazing.
Because already what you see on our road signs are our posts.
Ah.
Yes. Like the ones you see on Thika Road, the pillars are our posts. The ones you see on the bypasses, the pillars are our posts.
From Vigingi?
From Vigingi and from our competitors also.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And I'm happy that the concept is getting acceptance. Yes.
What are the global trends? Are you benchmarking with the global trends?
Yes, I do. When I'm looking at YouTube and see what people like India are doing, and I just saw Indians are able to do tarmac from plastic waste.
What?
and they are using that to tarmac their roads.
Plastic.
Yes.
But
You know, plastic is a byproduct of crude oil.
Ukiweka plastic bana na maandamano si utatuchoma tu sisi wote. Weka barabara ya plastic wewe bana.
You see a post for it to catch fire. My friend, utawasha hiyo moto. Hata ikiwa kwa fence zile grass fires na nini, haziwezi choma post.
Mimi bana maandamano ile nachoma barabara bana, inachoma lami.
Guys are getting informed with what the Gen Zs did about kuchoma barabara. So it means guys are getting informed and hawatachoma barabara tena.
Mimi kinaambia hivyo. So the global trends that are going on. I mean, look at that. Tarmac, what else are you talking about?
Socials.
soles.
Especially the sneakers, t-shirts, especially the
sports one.
Yeah. There's a lot that can be done from plastic.
Really?
Yes, there's a lot.
With the global trends, I mean, you're seeing that. How are you positioning yourself?
These are things that comes with time. And like I said, we have getting the young guys into research and development. We believe we'll also be able to achieve that with time.
You know, our time is ending up. I have to ask you this. When you talk about what you're doing, who are your people that you look up to in the business, even not even the same business maybe?
I admire the Asian community in Kenya.
I tell you,
I've had an opportunity to work as a casual in some of the companies, and you see the way these people do their work. You see the work ethic, you see the growth trajectory. Even when we are complaining, them you'll find them there doing their thing, and they keep doing it. I believe you saw Ramco from the hardware in town, and who are they today?
They're actually a group. It's called, it's a group.
You talk about Chandaria, and I believe we also have that potential.
Yes, we do.
We only need to commit ourselves to something. And when I look at these people, I say, we are going there. Yes.
Amazing. I always ask people who sit there again about mentorship. Do you offer mentorship? Would you want to take somebody and bring them, you know, hold their hands?
I've been mentored.
Yeah.
And I also look at doing that. That's why I'm working with youth groups.
Okay.
And I believe even with the time, I might get into doing something else. I won't want to see Vigingi go down the drain. I'll want to leave it in the hands of somebody else who bought into the vision and is willing to take it to another level. Continuity.
What will you tell your friends? We are closing.
Yeah, there are opportunities. We only need to identify a gap and fill that gap.
Amen.
And there are resources around. We only need to get doing something, and the rest will follow you. Yes.
Do you have a parting shot for a young person sitting somewhere just amechanganikiwa tu saa hii yani? Ni asubuhi.
I'll say, please don't sit. Get out of that four-walled house and see what people are doing. Get online and ask. I'm happy that AI answers every question that you ask. Just ask a question, or go into a group and see what they are doing. Walk into an industry and ask for a job. Not even an industry, even that mama mboga next door. Ask her if you can cut skuma for her for that day. You will learn something and it will change your life.
Well,
yes.
Joel has said it. I don't have anything to add. That has been Joel from Vigingi, Africa, a man who is transforming community using waste to build a business that is growing. And we believe that this is going to be a great business. We want you to know that if you want us to feature you or feature what you're doing, just get on the numbers on your screen, you know, give us a call, or text, don't call. Text on those lines, let us know. And we'll be glad and we'll be able to just reach out to you. Joel has been our guest today. He has given his story. What's your story? And this man here is doing something worthwhile. Joel, asante maze.
Thank you.
Nashukuru.
Hata mimi nashukuru.
Asante. That's all we could have. Let's wrap it up. God bless you.